If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors according to Indeed data and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. With Indeed, everything hiring is all in one place, and it makes it so easy. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences each day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences. The more you use Indeed, the better it gets. Join the more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Indeed.com/podcast. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Welcome to Sugar-Coated Murder Podcast, a brilliant true crime podcast hosted by two zany sisters, all while baking up delicious treats in their kitchen. Here are your podcast hosts, Karen Devaney and Ann Varner.
Where are we? Sugar. Welcome to podcast recording night.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
How we doing?
Doing great. How about you?
I am busy. It's busy. I'm busy.
Busy.
But it's not that I'm busy. I got myself one of those Ninja Grill things.
Oh, yeah.
The 7-in-1 situation.
Which, by the way, they do not pay us to say their names.
Oh, God, no. I'm sorry I said it, but that's what I got.
Okay.
Mainly because I wanted to be able to grill meats. I live in an apartment and you can't have an outdoor grill. And I'm not a fan of a communal grill.
No. I have a hard time with it.
I wanted something I could grill meats on, so I got it. I mean, fantastic, whatever. But it comes in a ginormous box that I couldn't even lift. I had to go get my boy to get it out of the male prize closet.
The prize closet.
And he brings it over. And then it's a giant box and then an extra large box inside the giant box.
Oh, gosh.
And then there's all this packaging that's enormous and it's cluttering my kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't,
I saw
there's
that.
no flow.
I thought it was a boulder.
And without a flow, my mind gets all jumbled. I'm the type that needs a flow in my kitchen.
All right.
And I'm cooking. It's my night to cook.
I know. I love that. I mean, I got no complaints. I'm sorry about your troubles, but I got no problems.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what I made.
Tell me.
I made homemade strawberry Pop Tarts.
Oh, I wonder why you would even think to do that.
I don't know.
Because we talked about it with
that's
our
right. We were.
Our British brothers.
We did talk about it with our British brothers.
Yeah.
They said they were too sweet.
And it's my understanding that one of those British brothers, whom I won't name, is down and out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he tested positive and
he got the COVID.
He's isolated
Still out
and
there.
he's feeling crappy. And
oh, I'm sorry.
I know.
We're sending all of our American
who
love.
You are. We won't out you, but we will send you our love.
Have sweet dreams of Pop Tarts when you listen to this.
Yes.
Those childhood
when
favorites.
you make them homemade, you can control the amount of icing.
Exactly.
Which is what they were saying. You should either have filling or icing, but not both.
Not both. Oh, yeah. You can leave the icing off of these. Absolutely. So I found this recipe on a website called sugarspunrun.com. Sugarspun Run.
I like it because it sounds like a marathon.
Yes.
Like we're runners.
We're going to run.
We're going to run. We're going to go when we go to this website, it's about running.
Yes. That's what I was jogging in place while I was making this recipe.
Of course you were. Good.
So I put them together. They're cooling and then they need to be iced and sprinkled.
Sprinkles.
But it is such an easy recipe. It really
keep saying
is.
That, but you're going to need to tell us what you did.
I will say I did get a pretty bad cut on my finger from my food processor blade.
Yes, I know.
Which the girl, bless her, in the video that she does specifically says, do not cut yourself on the blade of the food processor.
And you were like, I don't believe you.
Right.
I'm going to be the one that proves you wrong. This stuff had to chill. It's been hours since I chilled and rolled out the dough and got it all together. And my finger, she still bleeds. So
Like, what is happening?
Don't bleed out on me, girl.
No. It's just a little cut on my finger. It probably could use a stitch or two, but
is it really worth getting all sorts of other things just to go get that stitch?
I just can't. I can't. So, and plus I have to go back into my office tomorrow for work, and I'm real bitter about it. But the night before I have to go back to the office, I become very discombobulated and disorganized.
I see this.
It's a whirlwind happening. Thank God for booze.
Thank God for booze. And thank God you only have to do this once a week. We need to maybe look at not recording.
Maybe not on Tuesdays.
Before.
Yeah.
Which Tuesdays are bad for me, but we got messed up this weekend. We couldn't get to it. So.
Yeah. And we're coming up. Our May is very busy. We have a lot of things to do.
Lots to do in May. We got to do their stuff and our stuff.
Yeah. And happy to do it. I mean, thank God we're busy with this stuff.
Yeah.
And not some other crazy thing.
It doesn't change the clock.
It does not change the clock.
And the clock is not always
I don't
friendly.
always manage my time well.
And I don't either. And sometimes I manage my time. It doesn't manage itself.
Right. But I do manage my liquor well.
Well, that is TBD.
TBD.
Yeah, TBD.
All right. Well, what do you have going on your side?
First of all, I just want to say that. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
It was a senior moment. A senior moment. Her bourbon hadn't kicked in yet.
Okay. What the fudge? What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I got allergies. That's what I'm going with. I got allergies, and I am going to clear my throat. I'm going to drink water a lot because, as you can hear, it gets really dry.
I think it's because of those dang boxes in my kitchen that you can't focus and think because. Why are you holding your water cup? She's holding her water cup in my face. Like, get me more.
Get me more water.
I have to stay right here stationary.
Get me some water, wench.
That won't be happening.
So anyway, I have the allergies.
So you've said a couple of times.
Excuse me. I'm sure I'm hitting my mic because I'm getting ice because the winch seems to be not working tonight. I don't know what's happening. Oh my gosh. Somebody did not fill up their Brita.
Oh, Lordy B.
I left my top over there, but it's okay.
My Lord have mercy. We need to be specific on a podcast.
My lid cup.
I can assure you that would be the only top I would allow her to leave in the kitchen.
You and me both, sister.
Now that you're back from getting your water wench, what do you got to tell us?
I'm going to tell you about a murder.
No way.
This murder was sent to me by Antonio.
No way.
Yes. And Antonio has a podcast that we're going to be on eventually when he's ready for us. But, some people have to get mentally geared up.
Well, thank you, Antonio.
But his podcast is called The Cultworthy.
The Cultworthy.
Yeah, he talks a lot about, he's a movie savant.
Oh, yeah. That's
he's
crazy.
It's crazy. And it's all the genres. Like, it doesn't matter. He does love the horror.
Right.
Which is, scary for me, but it's okay.
Yes.
And then, but, he can talk about any, and also,
there go those allergies again.
My allergies are acting up so bad. Anyway, he's really smart with music like that too.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's creepy almost. He's a genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius. I've never met him face to face.
And he still wants to interact with us?
I think that's why it's taking a little time to get us scheduled.
Oh, right.
He's probably consulting with many therapists.
I'm sure he's like, how do you handle somebody like this?
And profilers.
Right.
Yeah. So it's fine. You're worth the wait, Antonio, but thanks for the murder, dude.
Yes. Thank you for not committing the murder, but for sending the murder.
Yeah, definitely. He did not commit this murder. He's a cool guy.
All right. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Okay.
What you got? Lay it
We're
down.
in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Utah. Who raised us? How does this happen?
The fact that we both did it at the same time we didn't rehearse that. I didn't know what she was going to say.
Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming, 15 of the United States from 13 American colonies.
I never learned any of that stuff.
Every time I hear Utah, that's what I think. I loved that song. I can name all the states in alphabetical order.
I understand.
But only 2 songs. Okay.
Only 2 songs.
Back to Utah.
Back to you, Ta. Shoot, I'm never getting through this.
Oh, golly.
Okay. We are in July of 2004.
Oh.
And We're talking about a lady named Lori Hacking. Lori. 27 years old, married to Mark, who was her high school sweetheart.
Nice.
5 weeks pregnant, worked at Wells Fargo as a broker's assistant, I think is what it was called. I don't know. I might have made that up, but she did that kind of thing.
Like the
she
stock
assisted
market,
a broker with the stock market crap. So on July 19th, around, as if I was talking about this. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
No, everybody. Shh. Okay. Seriously, this is a murder, guys. Okay. July 19th, around 10 o'clock in the morning, Mark calls Lori's work to see if she was there. And her coworker, Brandon, said she had not shown up, which was out of character for Lori. And Mark then wanted to speak with Lori's supervisor, and that supervisor confirmed that she, in fact, was absent.
Oh, he didn't believe the first person?
Maybe he always feels like he needs a second opinion.
That's always a good way to go.
I mean, he just might be one of those people.
That makes
I don't
perfect
know.
sense.
Yeah. Oh, I almost said Pandora. Brandon said she had not shown up. Oh, I already said that.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Mark told coworkers that Lori had gone out for her usual early morning jog and was supposed to wake him up when she got home. And he woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning and to realize she wasn't there.
Dang.
And supposedly she went out at like 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow. She's dedicated.
She had to drive to this jogging trail. This says danger all over.
Danger. Will Rogers.
At 5:30 in the morning by yourself on a jogging trail that you got to drive to. You're done.
I'm already scared.
I know. So anywho, Mark told coworker, and he said that. That's what I said. Lori's supervisor urged Mark to call the police.
Okay.
So Mark called around to some of Lori's close friends and he told them that she was missing. He also said he had gone out to the jogging trail where she was and found her car. And he ran 3 miles each way on the jogging path trying to find her call, her name, and everything.
Oh,
no
my
sign of her.
gosh.
I know. No sign of her at all. At 10:49, Mark called the police. And the police told him they have to wait there 24 hours to call and for him to call hospitals and jails and check to see if she was in any of those.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's logical.
Yeah. It's just something about all the hospitals and jails to see if she's there reminded me a little bit of my teenage years.
I can imagine.
Because I think there might have been more than one occasion when I was not at home anywhere near my curfew and they were calling hospitals and jails to see if I was there.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me
of.
Well,
the thing about it though, is in our small town, if you had been in either of those places, they would have already gotten a phone call.
I know they should have known I was in a cornfield.
At that point, they just would have let you sit there. Ooh, party foul. Somebody dropped her microphone.
Oh, I hope I didn't hurt y'all's ears or my microphone.
Lord have mercy.
We can only hope I'm still working.
Are you? Oh no.
Keep talking, sugar.
Okay. So I don't know how to tell the story, but I would imagine at this point, Mark is really worried. He's going to call the jails and the hospitals.
You're doing good.
And see if she's in any of those places.
Yes. And then reminds me of my childhood, blah, blah, blah. And here we are. Lori's family and friends launched their own search, and even friends that from out of town came in. Some of them flew.
Oh, I would have. Yeah.
Like immediately on the plane because this was so out of character for her. And they were really worried about her.
Yeah.
So on July 20th, which was the next day, Lori's family holds a press conference asking for help in finding Lori. And police also at that point can start investigating.
Okay.
They start searching and 3,000 volunteers show up to search for Lori.
Wow.
3,000 people.
I don't think that many people would show up for me, but as long as you're out there looking, I'll be all right.
I'm going to be out there.
And get all of our psychic medium friends. That's fine.
I'm going to be out there.
I wouldn't be walking on foot.
No. I don't expect you to either. I don't want to be on foot. I don't want to be afoot.
No.
Because I'm scared that I'm going to hit your foot.
Right.
My foot. And it's going to freak me out.
Yeah, no.
So, or a snake will get me.
Yeah. In this scenario, I'm hoping I'm okay. I just fell asleep at the gym. I was at the gym and I fell asleep. Yes.
That's true. That's true. And we called the hospitals and jails and you weren't there.
I wasn't because I was
at the gym. Didn't tell us you were sleeping.
Nobody would expect me to be there.
Okay, so we've had the press conference. We've got 3,000 volunteers and the police bring in helicopters, search dogs, and even cadaver dogs.
Wow.
To help in the search.
Nice.
They can't find Lori.
Oh, no.
So remember I said, I should have said that her husband, when he went out to find Lori, he found her car.
He did.
Okay.
He found the car at the track.
Right. So he reports that to the police, and the police go and find the car exactly where he said it was.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. They start looking through the car, and they found that her driver's seat had been pushed way back. Like by a tall person.
Right.
She's 5'4", and they measured it, and it seemed like a 6-foot tall person.
That's how I drive my car, though.
I know it is how you drive your car, because when I get in, I can barely touch my tippy toe.
Yeah, because I'm afraid of the airbag.
Yeah, but you should be afraid of not being able to reach the gas or the brake.
No, it gives me. I have problems with anxiety sometimes when I'm in the car, and it makes me comfortable to stay far away. You're supposed to have an 8.5 by 5 piece of paper between you.
No, there's no room in the car.
And no, a regular piece of paper
like this
between you and the airbag. Yeah, and I double that.
Why not? Because they could be lying.
Exactly.
Seriously, I have to put my tippy toes. I mean, I can't. I have short toes, so I can't drive barefoot in her car. I would have to have some kind of a shoe.
A platform.
That's a pointy toe flat.
Oh, yes. A pointy toe flat.
Yes, that might help. Just something to give me a little leverage on my gas pedal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, here we are. We're looking for Lori. And we find her car, and the driver's seat is a little wonky.
Yes.
Also in the car, also not in the car are her purse, her keys, her phone.
Oh.
None of them in the car.
That's unusual.
Isn't it? Especially when a woman is going out on a jog.
Correct.
She wouldn't take at least her purse or her phone.
I mean, I might crazy that way. I don't know. But no, she wouldn't have. You're right.
I don't really know. So, and they also, that was premature. The police interview Mark, and he tells them that he and Lori were just a couple of weeks from moving to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where he was going to start medical school.
Oh.
And her parents actually corroborated.
Nice.
I did it.
You did better than I could.
Oh my gosh. Burden be damned. So anyway, they backed up. I'm not trying it again. That story.
Okay.
That was true. They were moving and blah, blah, blah. Lori's coworkers had said that Mark and Lori had attended the going away party that they had thrown for Lori that evening before she went missing.
Oh, okay.
And they attended together, and they seemed happy and, nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
And they said, and they were really glad to see that, because Lori had actually left work that day in tears.
Oh.
Saying something about a lie that she had found out about Mark.
Oh, no. Dang it.
So the night that she went missing, the night that she, after, the night she went missing.
Right.
The night that she went missing.
Yeah.
Police are called to a nearby hotel where they find Mark running around the property naked.
What is happening? Oh no. He's just running around naked.
He had his shoes on.
Oh, then he wasn't completely naked.
I'm sorry. He was 99.9% naked.
Thank goodness he covered up them nasty feet.
Oh my God. There's no telling what's happening in those shoes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's running around naked.
What do they do up there in Utah?
What's in the air in Utah?
Lord have mercy.
So anyway, they take him to a psychiatric ward for a 72-hour hold.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yes. So in the meantime, his
timeline just got shot to HELL if that's the case.
The night, so she went missing in the morning. That night is when he got picked up.
But if he's on a 72-hour hold, sugar, he's going to be in there for a few days.
All right. Well, what do you want him to do?
Well, the next morning is when she went for her jog and he missed her.
No.
Oh.
You are all kinds of messed up.
It's my allergies.
We both suffer from horrible allergies.
Okay. I'm not going to ask any more questions about the timeline.
Here's the timeline. She goes for a jog. at 5:30 in the morning.
I understand. I just thought that was the day after the party.
It was the day after the party. So she went to the party.
Uh-huh.
She and Mark were together.
Mm-hmm.
They were fine.
Mm-hmm.
They went home.
Right.
The next morning, she goes out for a jog.
Okay.
She does not come home.
Okay.
Mark reports her missing.
Okay.
They say you have to wait 24 hours.
Right.
So he goes and takes his clothes off at the hotel.
That night, the night after she went missing.
Yes. Yes.
There, see, I got it now.
Yes.
Her allergies are clearing
all
up.
all that same 24-hour timeline.
I bet our listeners appreciated that recap. So
they probably did not. Anywho, here we go again.
Naked.
He naked. So while he's in the
psych ward.
Thank you. Okay. They go to investigate his and Lori's apartment.
Oh, okay.
And they find some interesting things.
Oh, what did they find?
Well, in the bedroom, there's a huge arrangement of flowers, just ridiculously huge.
Right.
In a vase on top of a table.
Okay.
Next to a table.
But on the table. I was
trying to pick it up mentally in my mind.
I understand. I saw you trying it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I got to get it.
So heavy.
Oh, gosh, so heavy. They also found that there was a brand new mattress on the bed.
A new one?
Brand new.
Oh, wow.
And it didn't look like it was a matching set with the box springs.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So maybe a little mix match.
Yeah.
Going on there.
Going.
What the hell? They also find Lori's purse, wallet, cell phone, and keys.
Oh, yeah. How'd she go for a jog without her keys?
It's tricky. They also find a hunting knife in Mark's dresser drawer.
Lord of mercy.
And it seems to have blood on it.
Oh, Mark.
He will later say that's animal blood.
Okay, well, DNA tests don't lie.
Say. I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Oh, and also there was a letter. In the spare bedroom, there was a typed up letter that seemed to have been from Lori. And it talked about, and they didn't know when it was written, but it talked about, I need you to be better. I don't see a life with a man the way you're acting right now. I don't see a life going forward with us without you changing. But they didn't know when it was from. It could have been when they were dating.
Could have been.
I don't know.
You need to date your shit.
You do. You need to date your shit.
Stuff. Sorry, Mama.
Sorry, Mama. She said it first. I just was repeating.
It's
like
my
a parent.
allergies.
It's Anne's allergies. They're affecting me. So police interview Mark's dad.
Okay.
The dad says, well, you know how he said he was leaving for medical school?
Right.
He said, there's no medical school.
Oh, no.
He's not enrolled in medical school.
Oh, what? Why did he tell the police that?
Well, because that's what he had told everybody.
Oh, a liar, a big liar, a naked liar.
That seems to be what Lori found out at work.
Oh.
She's 5 weeks pregnant suddenly, and they're moving.
And her husband is a naked liar.
Well, yes, but she didn't know that yet. At this point, he still got his clothes on. But she called UNC Chapel Hill to ask about financial aid.
Right.
They have no record of him enrolling or even applying.
Oh, dang it.
So he done lied. And Mark's dad said, that's not the first time he's lied. He actually never really graduated from University of Utah University.
Right.
From the university within Utah.
Right.
That's what it's called. If it's not called that now, they need to rename that. The university within Utah. He said that Mark was going to school and he and his wife had decided they were going to, because he was married, going to school, out of their house, but they were like, well, we're going to help him out and pay his tuition one semester.
Right.
So mom calls to pay his tuition.
Oh.
They've never heard of him.
No.
And so she left a message on the answering machine saying, hey, Mark, it's your mom. I went to pay your tuition, but they've never heard of you. Why are you not enrolled in school?
Oh, no.
And Lori is the one that intercepted that message.
Wow.
So the dad tells the police this story. And he said, we saw them a couple of weeks later. They were fine. They seemed to have worked it out. We asked Lori, is she okay? And she's like, yeah, we worked it all out. It was just a misunderstanding. And he said, we just went on our merry way because they seemed to be okay. They got over it.
Right.
So he said, we didn't think anything of it. And now he found out that Mark was telling people that he was going to UNC medical school.
Wow.
And That's another lie. So the dad's like, one has a little hard time with the
A little hard time.
A little hard time. It's just a little hard time. In the meantime, whilst Mark is in the psych ward.
Meantime,
brothers go. Brothers.
What? I don't know what's happening.
Mark's brothers go.
Oh, Lord.
To visit him.
Oh, at the psych ward?
Yes.
Okay.
They urge him to tell them the truth.
Tell us the truth,
about
Mark.
Whatever the heck it is that's going on with you. Tell us the truth. Things are not adding up. We don't like where this is going.
Right.
And something's wrong with your dog.
Yeah.
They said, Mark, it was morning, by the way.
Right.
Oh, by the time.
Oh, by the time.
Oh, by the by. And so they said, we're going to come back this evening to visit you. We're going to give you all day to think about it, but we really are urging you to tell us what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they come back that night and Mark confesses that he had killed Lori.
Just like that?
Just like that. Yeah. This is what he tells the brothers happened.
In the big confession.
Yeah. I don't know that it was a full 100% truthful confession,
right.
But this is what he is saying. He's saying that they had an argument when Lori came home from work. They made up, they went to Lori's party. And we know people said that. On the way home, they stopped at a gas station to get some snacks or whatever, and then they headed home. When they got home, Lori went to bed. Mark stayed up to play Nintendo, and he was supposed to be packing for his big move.
The big move, right.
Yes.
So, the big move to nowhere.
Yeah. So what Mark says is, as he was packing and playing Nintendo at the same time, because he's really coordinated,
Maybe
he stumbled upon a .22 caliber shotgun that just happened to be loaded.
Oh.
He just stumbled upon it.
Oopsie.
And all of a sudden it's in his hands.
Oh.
And he walks into the bedroom and shoots his wife in the head while she sleeps.
Oh.
Right. Nice guy.
Just came upon it and said, hey, while I've got this, I'll go kill my wife while she sleeps.
And then he said he staged, after that, he staged the whole car, the everything. So he doesn't really say where she is. The brothers go to the family attorney, which evidently they had.
Everybody has one but us.
They went to an attorney.
Oh, wait, no, I think we do have. No, we don't. Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we've got family attorneys. They don't know there are family attorneys, but they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they our family?
No.
Oh.
The attorney for the family.
Oh, I got almost drowned. Okay. So I don't know what you just said. It's fine. So they go to the attorney.
The family attorney.
Here we are again. And they tell him what Mark has said. So then the attorney goes to see him in the psych ward. He's about to get out.
Everybody goes to visit him in the psych ward. I didn't even know when you were on a 72-hour hold that you could have
where
company.
The psych wards are to visit.
I didn't realize you could have company.
I know. I agree. The attorney talks to what's his face, Mark, and Mark says, it's true. I'll confess. So of course they go to the police station to turn him in, and he tells them that story.
Right.
But then they said, where's Lori's body?
Oh.
And he said, he kept changing his story, like where she was.
Right. But
eventually what he said was, I put her in garbage bags and I put her in the dumpster.
Oh.
So he threw her out like the trash. By now she's in the landfill.
Right. Oh my gosh.
In Utah. And I can't remember how many square yards or square miles this thing is. It is just, it's enormous. I mean, a landfill is not little. It goes on forever.
No.
And this is just like that.
And I will say there are some instances where certain cities can pinpoint where certain trucks dump the stuff.
And
so
there
they have
was a dumpster out behind their house, their apartment building. And they did find a clump of hair in the bottom of
For heaven's sake.
So they thought it was maybe her hair. So they felt like that he had planned it because the garbage got picked up that morning.
Right.
And so, but when you're talking about Salt Lake City, it's so huge.
Right.
And then you're going to have to pinpoint.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's going to be really hard.
It gets bad. So it actually took them 2 years, I think, to find her body.
They searched for 2 years.
They did not stop. They searched that landfill for 2 solid years. They would not give up.
That is freaking
and
amazing.
When they found her, it was pretty much just her skull and her ribs.
But they found her, and that helps give the family closure. They found remains, and they were able, through DNA, to say it was her. They could not prove she was pregnant because she was so decomposed. I mean, there was nothing left but a skeleton. Right.
When police charge Mark, they can't charge him with capital murder because they couldn't prove there was a baby.
Right.
So he can't go capital murder. So he ends up going to court right before he goes to court.
Wait, what?
Right before he goes. So he's been charged.
Right.
Okay. So he's going through the preliminary hearings.
Okay.
Right before the preliminary hearing, he enters a guilty plea.
Okay.
So he went to the police, and they charged him. But then when, in court, when they say, what do you plead? He's like, I plead not guilty. Even though I already gave you a confession, we're going to pretend like that didn't happen.
So he pleads not guilty.
So he originally.
Oh, and now he's changed it to guilty.
And now he changed it to guilty. It was really amazing. I read a lot of articles, and this dude's on Murderpedia too, if you want to look him up. There's a lot of information there. A little too much probably. But they the impact statements. I think they were saying in the state of Utah, this was the first time victim impact statements were heard by a judge. Yeah.
How?
Well, the victim impact statements are the family.
It's not that's the first time in 2000.
I think that's what they said. It was the first time in 2004. It's the first time they had allowed that.
That's insane. The laws in this great nation are just completely blow my mind.
Here's
sometimes.
what's bonkers. In Utah, let me just look this one thing up. In Utah, they were his sentence was ridiculous because he was convicted, of course. He was sentenced. His sentence is 6 years to life.
Oh, that's so weird.
6 years.
But I've never understood the to life thing. I've never really gotten that.
You can actually stay in prison as long as they deny your parole until life. Now, every state has a number of years that life means. I think we read in Virginia, it was 40 years.
So does that mean after 6 years, he starts coming up for parole?
Yes.
That's insane.
But the first time that happened, the parole board sent him a note and said, don't come back until 2035.
Oh,
that's when we're going to start considering anything from you.
Oh, wow. There you go. Love it.
Lori's dad, who lived in California at the time, her mom lived in Utah, but they were separated or divorced. And of course, he came and helped search and everything. But when this asshole got his sentence of 6 years to life, the dad was just beside himself. It's like 6 years.
Right.
So he worked endlessly to get the law changed in Utah. He wasn't even from Utah. It got the bill passed that when you're in Utah and you get anything for murder is a minimum of 15 years.
Oh, wow.
No matter if it's called something murder.
Right. It's 15 years automatic.
15 years. So he did get the law changed. It's called Lori's Law.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I love Candace DeLong. Do you know that she's the one, she was a profiler for the FBI. Like she's a real person.
Oh, right.
And she does the podcast Killer Psyche.
Right.
And it's just an amazing podcast because she's all about the
psyche.
Brain. I just love all that stuff. But Candace DeLong actually commented on, I think Oxygen might have done a show on them or one of the shows. And she was on there and she said, because, she's a psychologist. And she said the thing with Mark running around naked, she was like, most psychotic people don't usually wear their shoes.
Right. He didn't want to scratch up his feet. No.
He must be tender-footed. He didn't want no glass in his foot. Oh. So I thought that was funny that Candace DeLong had commented about that. So anyway, he evidently was a pathological liar. He likes to blame it on the fact that his brothers were high achievers.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And his parents were high achievers, and he never felt like he could achieve. So he was just going to lie about it.
It was cold there in their shadow.
Yeah. Somebody said he's the kind of person who doesn't think life gave him enough, but he really just wants to sit on the couch and have what he thinks he deserves.
Oh, yeah.
To him. He doesn't want to put in the effort to get it.
Yeah.
So instead, he just killed his wife. They think that what happened was she found out. She told him, I'm leaving you. It was going to be too much of an embarrassment for him.
Right.
And then he killed her.
Right.
Like there's no basis. I mean, it's just dumb. He didn't do it for the insurance money. He just didn't want her to know that he was a liar. And he said this thing in court. I'm not going to quote him because I think he's an asshole and he doesn't deserve to be quoted. And he acted like he was some kind of Confucius. And he was pissing me off. And he said something about, you don't know, one little lie can unravel and it hurts more people than just the liar or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, suck an egg.
Really?
Oh, here's my American salute to you,
yes,
dude.
Really.
So anyway, that's my murder.
That's amazing. Way to go. Well done.
Thanks,
done.
Antonio.
Thank you, Antonio.
Has cute little kids and a little baby. He got a little baby girl.
Oh,
a little baby girl.
Oh, it just went crazy.
Yes. And she has his headphones on and pictures all the time.
Oh,
I just love her.
Sweet.
Yeah. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
In a loose mood.
All right. Wow. Look at him.
Okay. Can I have a Pop-Tart?
No, you get those at the end. I'm going to go put icing on them, though. I'm going to dress them up.
That's a good idea.
So let's take a little breaky poo, and then we'll come back, and maybe I'll give you half a Pop-Tart. We'll see.
We're really back. What you got going on over there?
Well, let me just say, I did put the icing on these here Pop-Tarts, and they look amazing.
I know, and she won't let me have one yet.
No, that's for the end.
I don't like that.
I know. Oh, and I did also want to mention I made homemade jam to go in the middle of it. And I used our local, like our strawberries are in here. So I used our local strawberries in the recipe.
They are the best.
And that jam is the bomb.com.
It's the jam.
It's the jam.
The jam.
It's delicious.
That started it all.
We be jamming.
We be jamming. Jamming.
No.
And our jamming.
No, and Trout's all upset with you. So
oh yeah, it's me he's upset with.
Well, he's standing right beside you, staring at you, crying.
Well, I'm ignoring him.
He says, "Stop that."
Can you tell me a murder?
Oh yeah, I got one. I got one right here. I forgot why we were here.
Oh God, me too.
30-year-old Sandy Berfield worked as a waitress for Brickford's restaurant in Medford.
She works hard for her money.
In Medford, Massachusetts. We're in the Boston area.
Oh, Medford, Massachusetts.
Trouty, what's the matter?
Trouty.
Oh, you're good. Okay, lay down. You should just lay down. And listen, I got a story to tell.
Did you tell me a story? Oh, shit.
No. Don't look at him.
I'm not looking at him.
All right. So Sandy was the youngest child of 15. That's right. You heard me. She had 14 brothers and sisters.
That's craziness.
Oh, Lordy
That's
me.
way too many.
And with that many siblings, I bet she was real good at customer service.
Oh, my God, yes.
I bet she could deal with a lot.
She could deal with a lot.
Yeah. And according to her friends, Sandy never met a stranger. I just want to tell everybody real quick, I got new medicine for Trout to take
not quite
to calm him down. He took a mixture of things and now
a cocktail. And now he's falling apart.
He is falling apart. Sandy cared a lot about the people that she came in contact with, no matter where they were in their lives. Oftentimes, if there was a homeless person that came in asking for food, she would sit them in her section and buy them a meal. So she just had a really big heart. She enjoyed working at Brickford's, but I keep calling it Brickford, but it's Bick. It's Bickford.
Big Ford.
Bickford, not Brick. Yeah.
Bickford.
People up north might be offended.
Of course they will. They'll be like, we don't have a Brickford.
So sorry.
Them Southerners can't even say the right word.
It's my allergies.
I know. Such bad allergies.
So she did really good at the restaurant, but she wanted to get a second job because she needed to make money because she wanted to buy herself a car. Sandy spent a lot of time outside of work going to visit her daughter. She had had a baby when she was 16, and her daughter had been born with spina bifida.
Oh.
And she was in a long-term, in a care facility, but it was close by. And she went to visit. She would take the bus or catch a ride or whatever, but she needed a car so she could go more often.
Absolutely.
Give her some freedom about when she came and went. Sandy picked up a second job at a local bar. Her customers said she had a heart of gold, and she went out of her way to make the locals feel at home. And everything was going really good for her. There was just this one little tiny thing at the restaurant that was somewhat unsettling. One little tiny thing. That's the handyman.
No, that's more than a tiny.
Not the candy man, but the handyman.
I understand. Well, is he the handsy man?
No, he's the handyman. The handyman, whose name is Stephen Caruso, was just an odd character.
An odd fella.
He did repair work when it needed at the restaurant, but he also came into the restaurant to eat every day, at least twice a day.
Oh.
So he was always there.
Nowhere to go.
Always there. Clearly had nowhere else to go, but he irritated the waitresses.
Oh, that's rude.
He was very eccentric, but in a rude kind of way. He was very demanding.
I don't like it.
No. And sometimes, it's hard when you're a waitress and you've got this customer that sits at your table for hours and hours because you don't make any money off that table.
No, you don't.
You count on a shift
to you, or an asshole, or makes you feel uncomfortable at the same time.
Right.
It's like a double whammy.
A double whammy. Yeah. When you're a waitress, you want your tables to flip so you can continue to make money off of it. Does you no good for one person to sit and drink coffee all day in your station. That's not okay. But it was a well-known fact that Stephen was an oddball, and for whatever reason, the manager just switched him around to different waitress sections. So everybody had to have a turn with Stephen.
That's gross.
They were all really creeped out by him. It wasn't just, he's a pain in the butt customer. This was, he gives me the creeps. I'm very unsettled by him kind of thing.
And yet that manager just let him keep coming in.
I do have some opinions about that.
I've got some opinions.
I really do. Very strong opinions about that. But I wasn't there, and it's the 90s.
That's true.
So
I get it.
Whatever. I'm going to try to keep my opinions to myself for now. Mm-hmm. They might spill out later because of my allergies.
Yes.
Stephen would practically harass the waitresses when he came in. And of course, he ended up one day in Sandy's section. Sandy did her best to be friendly to Stephen, but it got so bad that if she was waiting on another customer, he would interrupt her no matter what she was doing and call her over to his table. And she would say, I'll be there in just a minute. But he was very disruptive to her. You lose your whole train of thought.
Absolutely.
In August of 1997, how about that?
There you go.
Sandy's sweet daughter passed away.
Oh,
she was devastated. The community really rallied around her. After her daughter's death, Sandy started to show a lot more patience with her customers. It's almost like she had this maternal instinct that she needed to put somewhere. Yeah. She no longer had her daughter to give it to, and she gave it to her customers. Oh. And she was even a little bit more patient with Stephen.
Well, look at her.
One night she
a good-hearted woman.
Good-hearted woman. One night she even told him, hey, a bunch of us are going to the bar. Mm-hmm. If you want to stop by, you feel free. Which to you and me would be like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll stop by. Maybe say, hey, grab a drink, whatever. Mm-hmm. But to Stephen, it was, hey, I'm in love with you. Please come be my date.
No, that's not what she said.
But that's what he heard. Mm. So he shows up at the bar and he's all dressed up in like a powder blue.
Oh my God.
Wide lapel.
Sounds like a movie from our childhood.
Right.
Who's the guy that did all the movies?
That guy.
That guy that did
the thing.
The 16 one.
16
candles.
Uh-huh.
And then he did St. Elmo's Fire, and he did The Breakfast Club. It was all them. John Hirsch. Is that a name?
No. Judd Hirsch.
No,
Judd.
Nelson.
No.
Judd Nelson was in The Breakfast Club.
Okay.
No, there was just this one guy that wrote all those movies.
Oh, I don't know. But no.
It sounds like that kind of a movie. Like he's there and he's all dressed up in his powder blue tuxedo.
Sounds more like The Water Boy or something Sandler would do.
Not as romantic.
No, there's no romance here. Okay. No, because he shows up at this bar. Yeah, he shows up at this bar and he just basically stares at Sandy the whole night. She's so uncomfortable. How can you enjoy drinks with your friends when some creepoid is staring you down in his powder blue?
Creeper boy. Get over here. Oi!
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 Oh, gosh. So the next day, he comes into the restaurant and he asks Sandy out.
Oh.
And she was very polite. She said, no, I don't think that's something I want to do. And he said, but I just finished washing your car. Creepy. Hello.
What?
No, you don't get to wash my car just because you see it. No,
well, just because you wash my car doesn't mean I am going to be madly in love with you and go on a date.
No. Again, Sandy very politely turned him down, but this didn't sit well with Stephen. And his demeanor, his whole demeanor just completely changed right before her eyes. And it really, really made Sandy uncomfortable, just that quick change that he did. And she told her manager, I don't want him in my section anymore. It's time for somebody else to take a Stephen turn. On August 24th, Sandy went to visit one of her many sisters who lived close by. And while she was there, I think her sister must have been out at an appointment or something. So Sandy was there by herself, just hanging out. And someone knocked at the door. Well, she looks through the peephole and it's Stephen.
What?
He has shown up at
her sister's house?
Yes. And she refuses to let him in. But how creepy is that?
That's not okay.
No, I'd be like, how did you find me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why did you find me?
Exactly.
Ew.
But here's something really smart about Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
She journaled. And anytime something weird happened with Stephen, she wrote it in her journal. That's right. Sandy also, from knowing people at the bar and at the restaurant, she had a friend that was a police officer. And she told the police officer that was going on. He was like, oh, I'll have a talk with them.
Oh, okay.
So one day while Stephen was in the restaurant, the police officer came in and gave him a talking to about, no more of this BS with creeping Sandy out, like leave her alone. She said, no, just walk away. Mm-hmm. Well, Stephen felt like it was an embarrassment to him to be approached that way in a restaurant full of people.
Yeah, it didn't embarrass Sandy at all when you and your blue powdered blue suit stared at her at a bar all night.
Exactly.
That was fine.
Exactly. And just because he was in a different section didn't mean he didn't stare at her all through her shift every day that he came in. It's so unnerving. I can't even.
He's attached.
I can't. It's a lot. Again, none of this sits well with Stephen. As a matter of fact, this infuriated him to be embarrassed in public like this. The restaurant manager told Stephen that he couldn't sit in Sandy's section anymore. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, at this point, you would think that the restaurant manager would kick Stephen out and tell him, hey, you've harassed the last waitress here. Yeah. You need to go and don't come back. But evidently there was some law. I don't know if it was in the 90s or if it's still there in Massachusetts, but it was illegal for him to ban him from the restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, I don't get it. We don't have that here, and we didn't have it in Virginia when I worked at a restaurant.
Trespassing a person.
You trespass them, right?
Yeah,
and
they can't come back.
You have the right to refuse service to anybody
if it's your own. If it's a private business.
But I guess they do things different up in Massachusetts.
Well, maybe he's just trying to be polite.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can't be polite.
Hopefully that law's been changed, but.
Yes.
One can only hope. Stephen's very angry at Sandy, and he continues to come into the restaurant and stare at her with daggers in his eyes. Oh. By September of 1998, things are really starting to escalate. One day, Sandy walked out of her house to find her car tires had all been slashed, all 4 of them slashed. And she had a feeling Stephen was behind it, but she didn't have any proof. She decided to see if there was any kind of legal action that she could take against him. And I guess in the state of Massachusetts at the time, you can take out a criminal restraining order against somebody that you had a relationship with. But if you didn't have a relationship with them, you couldn't. So you could take a restraining order out on your abusive boyfriend or your husband, but not the creepoid at work that's harassing you and slashing your tires. That had to be handled in a different court. I know it's really, really weird. You could go through the civil court system and get a restraining order from the civil court system, but that's not criminal.
Right.
That's bad. Right. And she did. She was able to go through the court and she did get a restraining order against Stephen. Stephen was ordered to stay at least 100 feet away. No, stay away. and he could no longer hang out at the restaurant. So that was really good. Again, Stephen, not happy. He ended up losing his job because, he can't hang out at the restaurant. He can't work at the restaurant if one of the waitresses has a restraining order against him. So he got fired. Yeah. Finally. Now, Sandy had been, when she went to the police station to find out about the civil restraining order, one of the police officers that worked there said, hey, listen, you need to think about maybe getting some sort of surveillance camera in your house. Oh, yeah. Just in case this creep shows up, then you can get him on video and we can help you with that. So she did. She went and got herself a surveillance camera and she set it up on the second floor of her house. Okay. And according to court records, on September 30th, 1998, Sandy heard a noise outside her house. She ran upstairs and made sure that video camera was going, and she could see a man dressed all in black with a hood up walking away from her car. She reported this to the police, but the video didn't capture the incident, so no charges were filed. On October 4th, 1998, Sandy's car broke down on the way to work. Her mechanic found battery acid in the gas tank. Oh, gosh. Sandy's camera did pick up video of the man dressed all in black with the hood up at 3:15 in the morning. How freaky is that? Yeah. She could tell it was Stephen because Stephen had this certain distinct walk. It was almost like a bounce. He had this gait and she recognized it. On October 25th, 1998, Stephen showed up again at her house. This time it was at 2:15 in the morning. Oh my God, really? Sandy. Yeah, go to bed. Go to bed. Right. Sandy watched from inside her house because at this point, I'm sure she's not sleeping well. She has to be unnerved. And Stephen again pours battery acid into her gas tank. Why is this man still on the street? Where is he getting battery acid from? I don't even know where you get that. I guess you can't buy that. No, it must have a selection of batteries that I wouldn't even know. How do you get the acidized? How do you just get? How do you acidize? How do you get an acidized? And how do you store that acidification? I don't know. So she calls 911 and tells the operator or the dispatcher she is 100% sure that this man is her stalker, Stephen Caruso. Finally, the police get involved and they arrest Stephen, and he is charged with 3 counts of malicious destruction of property. 1 count for one of the tire slashes, 2 counts for the battery acid incidents. On May 10th, 1999, a jury found him guilty for the battery acid counts, but not the tire slashing. He was sentenced, follow me carefully, to a total of 18 months. That's 2 sentences to run concurrently. Oh, we don't like that. Right. It ended up somehow in all of the math that he would spend 6 months in jail with the rest of his jail time suspended. He was required to get a psych evaluation and to pay Sandy $3,000 in damages. That's not going to go well. Right. And he had to stay away from Bickford's. Okay. That was it. That was it for this man who's a coworker who had been torturing this poor woman for years now. Yeah. I mean, Sandy, she must have just been at her wits' end. I would have been. I just can't. I cannot with this guy. I cannot with this guy. This guy. Sandy was very relieved that Stephen was going to jail, but it was only for 6 months. As soon as he got out of jail, Stephen was back at it. Oh. He wouldn't go into the restaurant, but he would stand outside the restaurant and stare at Sandy while she worked. Oh my God, this woman needs to go into witness protection. I know, it's insane. She started sleeping with a knife under her pillow. Stephen would watch her when she left work from the bar or the restaurant. Then he started to call her and hang up. He would call and breathe into the phone and hang up. And it was constant. It was nonstop. What is this guy's deal? Right. He doesn't like her. Yeah. He'd really, really started to turn up the heat. And Sandy kept writing every incident in her journal. She wrote it all down. That's great when you are buried in the back of a pig barn. Right. Like, who cares about your journal? I know. We're going to know why you're dead, but you are going to be dead. Right. One morning, Sandy was actually scheduled to open at the restaurant. And when she walked in, she was overcome by the smell of that natural gas leak. It turned out somebody had turned the gas on, knowing that the first thing you do when you're an opener is you go and you start the ovens. You get everything warmed up.
So he's trying to kill her.
It seems that way.
Gone from, I want to make sure you know I'm mad, to I'm going to erase you off the face of the earth.
And he's relentless and he's escalating. And again, she's doing everything right. She's keeping a journal. She's calling the police. She got a restraining order. This guy's been to jail. He's been out of jail. Again, she's telling police, hey, he's still harassing me. Isn't there anything I can do? And the police are said, our hands are tied. Right? I know. It's ridiculous. On January 20th, 2000, Sandy was at home. She noticed a package on her porch and looked at it. It was a package from one of her sisters. She took the package inside, and within minutes, there was a loud explosion. Sandy was gone. Stephen Caruso had put the package on Sandy's doorstep using her sister's name and address on the return label, knowing that Sandy would open that box.
Yeah.
Within 40 minutes of the explosion, police were at the home of Stephen Caruso. They arrested him and charged him with murder. When they searched his house, they did find a lot of data on his computer that he had collected about Sandy's family. He had all of their names, all of her siblings, everyone's name, their age, their addresses, all of it. Insane. As if this ordeal wasn't bad enough. When the trial started, Sandy's family had to sit in court and listen to details about Sandy's final moments. About how her body was scattered throughout her house. They had to see pictures of the aftermath. Things like this should not happen. It just shouldn't. This is a story that is tragic beyond tragic, because there were so many missed opportunities to protect this poor woman. Yeah. And they just were missed.
They were missed.
Stephen Caruso was found guilty of first-degree murder and was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
That's good.
Sandy's family has worked tirelessly to find changes that can be made to protect others who might be harassed in the future. They worked with their state senator and created Sandy's Law. Sandy's Law allows people to get a criminal restraining order against anyone, even if you don't have a relationship with them.
There you go.
It gives more protection to victims of abuse and harassment. Progress.
Yeah.
I'm so glad Sandy has such a meaningful legacy that's been left. And I did see somewhere that in 2004, January was established as Stalking Awareness Month in Massachusetts. So there was a lot of progress. And I think there continues to be a lot of progress on this. I know the family has foundations and websites that talk about these types of situations. But I picked this story because, as I said in the beginning of my podcast, our podcast, that I have to go back to work, to the office. And this is a workplace.
This is a co-worker
situation. So
have your head on a swivel.
Going to have my head on a swivel. So I don't get the murder.
I don't want you to catch the
murder. That's it. Let's have Pop Tarts.
Let's have Pop Tarts. Get
me a Pop Tart. All right. So these are easy. The icing, so it's so shiny and pretty. You put just a little tiny bit of corn syrup in the icing. And then while the icing is still wet, I put little sprinkles on it.
They're adorable.
Yeah, they're really cute. I can't wait for you guys to see the picture. Let's taste it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. It's that jam. That jam is the bomb.com.
It's crazy.
It's delicious.
Crazy. That jam is the freaking jam.
It's the jam. Wow. It's so good.
That crust is amazing.
It is. And I thought it was going to be more like pie crust, but
no, I don't know what this is. I
it's
like
Pop-Tart.
it.
It's Pop-Tart.
It's because I was because I was going to say it's like a tart,
right?
I just forgot the pop.
It's a Pop-Tart.
It's a tart pop. No, a Pop-Tart. A Pop-Tart.
Yeah, and we'll put the link to this on our social.
Yeah, that is such a cute little. I mean, what a cute little thing to take to somebody's house. Like if your kid's going for a sleepover and you take a basket of these.
So easy. They were so very easy.
I'm excited for you to make a lot of different flavors.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
A blueberry
or just the cinnamon. I love the cinnamon Pop Tarts.
Yes, and I don't want a chocolate.
Oh no, yeah.
So stay tuned. Okay, we have social media.
Oh, we do. And I'm very thankful for it.
Me too.
Because we found a lot of friends on social media.
We have found a lot of friends. And we have people that actually send us emails.
They do.
And you know how they do that?
They send an email to murder.sugarcoated@gmail.com.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And then they send us emails.
Yay.
It's so fun.
It is so fun.
It's so fun. And we have Instagram.
Yes. I heard that was mentioned.
We have Instagram, and our handle is @sugarcoatedmurder.
I love a handle.
We twit on the twit.
We're
on the twit.
We're Twitters. We're tweeters.
We're tweeters. And so that is @sugarmurder.
Yes.
And then we have Facebook.
We do. We do. If you go and look for Sugar Coated Murder Podcast, you'll find our business page. If you throw fan page at the end of that Sugar Coated Murder Podcast, you'll find our fan page.
Yes,
and if you want to join the fan page, we'd be happy to have you.
We're happy to have you. We're over a 190 now.
190. And listen, Trout's all in. He says, please join.
So
Facebook.
if y'all want to, you can buy us a coffee.
Oh, yeah.
And we would try to find some more drugs that would possibly work on this dog.
Buy Trout a coffee.
Yeah, so please buy Trout a tranquilizer. But because there's no website that says that, go to Buy Me a Coffee. Type in Sugar Coated Murder Podcast and get us some coffee so we can please buy this dog some drugs.
These were some very expensive drugs.
I know, and they're not working.
No, they don't seem. They work for like 5 minutes and then it was over.
That was it.
It takes us forever to get set up and ready to roll.
Yeah.
Do better.
Do better.
We all have to do better.
We all have to make sacrifices.
Sacrifices, man.
Yes.
All right. So, what else?
I don't have anything.
Yeah, no.
I don't. Listen to this upcoming promo.
Oh, yeah. We got a promo.
I'm going to have a promo on an event that we're taking place on.
No.
We're trying to take part in this, but we got to get our technology together. But
we struggle.
It's not podcasting for the cure. It's something else, and you'll hear it in the promo, but it's really important.
It is very important.
Because they're going to do live streaming of different podcasters throughout a long time. God, I'm screwing this up.
It's a thing, and then there's people, and there's
other thing, and you donate, and what you're doing is you're donating
for a cure,
something to the cure. I think this is called Podcast for the Cure.
Yes,
but either way, you'll be able to donate to this fund that
cures things,
cures cancer
things, some things.
It's cancer cure.
The promo will tell you all about it. Don't count on us.
Just listen to, I'm probably saying it all opposite of what it really is, but listen to the promo and you'll get the deets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Listen.
We don't have anything else. Guys, stay sweet and don't murder.
Because if you kill people, we will talk about you.
We're going to talk about y'all if you murder.
We're probably going to talk about you
y'all
anyway.
Really stay sweet. And
this has been Sugar Coated Murder Podcast, a deliciously entertaining true crime podcast. Like what you heard? You can always explore past episodes by visiting sugarcoatedpod.com. Don't forget to like our Facebook fan page and share with friends. Thanks for listening to Sugar Coated Murder Podcast.
Thank you for listening to Believe. You can show support to your host by subscribing to the show and giving us a 5-star rating on your preferred platform. Check us out at Believe.com and search for BLEAV on YouTube.